Hello everyone, my name is Sugar Geek, and welcome to another Five Nights at Freddy's theory. Now this theory is going to be about Sister Location and why we don't play as Purple Guy. Now right now, it almost seems to be the general consensus amongst theorists on YouTube and I guess other places that we play as Purple Guy. It's not even questioned amongst many people. It's almost like it's a fact. Well, me and some of the other theorists on the FNAF wiki don't believe this at all, and I'm going to provide concrete evidence to prove why we don't play as Purple Guy. And that's really all this theory is going to be about. I am working on my, timeline theory that includes Sister Location, and that'll come out sometime later. I really don't have a time frame for when. I really like to take time with my theories. The last FNAF theory I put out, I had actually worked on it for over a year with the other theorists in the FNAF wiki, just making it better in many ways. So this might take a while before that theory comes out, but I want it to be the best it can be. But for right now, I'm just going to focus on this, why we don't play as Purple Guy in Sister Location. Now, the first thing I noticed for a lot of theorists is that they use the novel to prove things in the games. And that's just something that shouldn't be done. And the reason why is that Scott basically told us to not do it. We have to understand the novel takes place in an alternate universe. And I'm actually going to quote Scott here about what he said. It's in a Steam post, and I'll read it to you. Okay, quote, "I wanted to talk about this a little bit to put everyone's mind at ease. I've gotten a lot of emails, even angry ones, complaining that the book doesn't match up with one or more of the games. Even some of the reviews on Amazon chastise the book for not matching the games. Something that I should have explained very early on is that the book is not intended to solve anything. It's not intended to be a guide for the games or to fill in gaps. The games are what they are. As I stated before, that story is finished." Something that I said in one of the forum threads about this is that sometimes the lore of something can become so crowded that you can't tell an original story anymore. The games and the books should be considered to be separate continuities, even if they do share many familiar elements. So yes, the book is canon, just as the games are. That doesn't mean they are intended to fit together like two puzzle pieces. I would actually ask anyone wanting to read the book, even if you are a devout fan of the games, to read the book for the sake of enjoying the book and don't try to solve anything. The book is a reimagining of the Five Nights at Freddy's story, and if you go into it with that mindset, I think you will really enjoy it. Now, that is what Scott said. But I keep seeing many theorists, even people like, MatPat, one of probably the biggest theorists when it comes to FNAF, using so much of the novel to solve Sister Location. And that just can't be done because then your theory is going to be all over the place. Now, I have actually read the novel from cover to cover within a day of it coming out. And from the first few chapters, you can tell that this is something separate. Yes, they share familiar elements. Yes, William Afton is the killer in the novel and is the killer in the games. They share the same name, but that doesn't mean we can find characters who are Henry and put it in the games. It doesn't mean that we can take quotes from the novel and somehow try to prove that the Purple Guy in the games is entered in a flesh suit. No, that should not be done. They are separate continuities. They are different universes. That's like the Marvel movies, like the Civil War comic book and the Civil War movie. You cannot watch half the movie and then read half the comic book and expect them to fit together and expect to use evidence from one that'll fit in the other. It doesn't work that way. The games are what they are, and use the games to solve the games. Now, that being said, without even looking at the novel, you can tell that Mr. Afton is still Purple Guy without ever hearing the name before. By looking at the designs and the blueprints of Baby and the other Funtime animatronics, you can tell they were designed to kill. You don't have to read the novel to realize that Mr. Afton, the creator of the animatronics that's said in the beginning of the game, is Purple Guy and is the killer. But let's take the evidence that is used to prove that Purple Guy is the character we play as, and the evidence that is there to not prove it, or rather to disprove it. Now let's look at the evidence that is provided. It's really two big things. The first thing is the purple eyes at the end of the game. Now after you beat the real ending, you see the player with purple eyes, and for some people that's an indication, oh, we play as Purple Guy, because none of the other animatronics have purple eyes. And well, that's wrong, because both Ballora and the Bonnie puppet have purple eyes, so it could be one of their eyes we're seeing. Or it could have just been done for effect. Having purple eyes is not enough to prove that you play as Purple Guy. And the other thing is the quote we hear during the battle with Ennard. Ennard tells us, "Isn't that why you came here, to be with her again?" Now, I will admit that is a very big piece of evidence. It holds a lot of weight. Now, obviously the her would be the little Afton girl, the one who was killed by Baby. It would make sense that the father, Purple Guy, would want to return to be with his daughter again. I get it. It's a big piece of evidence, but is it enough? You have to look at the evidence going against this theory first. Now, the biggest problem with Purple Guy being the person we play as is basically everything we see in FNAF 3. We know for sure Purple Guy, for some reason, returns to the FNAF 1 location. He's in the safe room with the Spring Bonnie suit. Shadow Freddy leads all the animatronics there, and eventually, Purple Guy dies in the Spring Bonnie suit. We all know that. But let's really break it down. If Purple Guy is really Ennard in a flesh suit, why is he at the FNAF 1 location? There's no reason for that. How does Ennard even know where that is? Why would Ennard be in the safe room? Why would he want the Spring Bonnie suit? None of that is explained. Next, Purple Guy gets afraid from the spirits that are in the safe room with him. He's, you can look at him, looks like he's screaming and he's running around trying to avoid the spirits. Why would a robot be afraid of spirits? It's a robot. And then to try to leave, Purple Guy puts on the suit. And then he starts laughing. Why would a robot laugh? And the biggest piece of evidence is that we see Purple Guy die. We see blood, a lot of it, come out of the suit. If Purple Guy was really Ennard wearing his skin, he wouldn't be bleeding. Certainly not that much. And even if for some reason there's still blood in him, and for some reason Ennard went to the location and wanted the Spring Bonnie suit and got scared into the Spring Bonnie suit, he's a robot. Even after being spring trapped, he could have gotten up and left. A person would be killed by a spring lock failure, but not a robot. And even after all of that, why in FNAF 3 would he come back to haunt the location? That just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the robot should have been able to get up and should have been able to leave in the first place. Just the whole concept of Purple Guy being the person we play as and being the one who's scooped doesn't make sense with his death in FNAF 3. Even for the children. A big part of FNAF 3 was that the children got their revenge on their murderer. But with this theory, the children don't have that. Baby and Ennard, whoever was in control of it, was the one who killed Purple Guy. So the children really accomplished nothing. And that's just a very unsatisfying ending. Now, what about that piece of evidence, though, where Ennard tells us, isn't that why you're here, to be with her again? Who could Baby be referring to, or really Ennard? Who are they referring to? If Purple Guy isn't the one we're playing as, because, why would Purple Guy go to his own company, because I'm pretty sure he possibly owns the rental facility. You know, there's no reason for him to hide as a random employee. Baby even says that she doesn't recognize that person. I mean, why would Baby lie about that? She has no reason to lie about it. I think she would know who her creator was. So, who are we playing as? Who would want to be with the Afton girl again? It would make sense it would be a family member or a friend. So it can't be Purple Guy. You know, he dies in FNAF 3. And we know we play as a man from the picture we see at the end. So it can't be a mother. So how about a brother? There has been that mysterious female room in FNAF 4 that there has been all kinds of theories about. And I think that room belonged to the Afton girl. It would fill in so many holes in the stories and the theories that we have made for FNAF. That person we play as, well, it can't be the crying child from FNAF 4 because, you know, he dies by being bitten, whether or not I believe it's Spider-Man 387. But that leaves the older brother. That makes so much more sense. The wallpaper and the lamp match up to the house in FNAF 4. We see the hidden cameras in FNAF 4 of that house. So there's a connection there. Now, with all the other evidence, we can't be playing as Purple Guy. I know that the stuff that happens in FNAF is ridiculous, but that just goes beyond being sensible for a video game. That skin and human flesh would have rotted away within a few days. There's no way Baby and Ennard could have gotten around all that far wearing that skin. But the older brother, it would make sense that he would want to see his little sister again and probably would want some answers to what happened to his dad if it's Purple Guy. What happened to his younger sister who probably died when he was still a child? So that is who we are playing as. We are not playing as Purple Guy. We are playing as Purple Guy's son. So I really hope you enjoyed this theory. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more theories about FNAF, especially my major FNAF theory is going to come out hopefully within the next few months. I hate to say that long, but maybe before that I'll really get to working on this theory. Please subscribe if you want to see that. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.